The lunatics have taken over. The lunatics are now running the asylum. Gen Z, I often criticize that generation because of the things that they are doing. And everywhere I look, everyone is complaining about them. And they are such a dishonest group of people that they do what other people do, what other groups of people do when they don't, when they want to avoid being held responsible and accountable. They say, don't talk about us, talk about the individual, don't talk about the group. But the thing is that we observe patterns among groups of people so we can understand these specific behaviors that exist among groups of people. This is we use this to, to figure out how to create medicine. We look at statistics and we observe patterns and how specific groups are responding to a treatment. How if we want to figure out things in physics or even social sciences, it's all relative. It's all pattern recognition and an observation of patterns. Gen Z are extremely dishonest. These are people who are arguing that $50 an hour makes sense. 50 an hour as a minimum wage. We should be paying a livable wage for menial labor. They don't understand economics at all. They don't understand the notion that the reason why, jobs working at Pizza Hut or McDonald's existed is that it allowed these chains to offer consumers products at a very low price, and at the same time it was providing jobs for people who did not have a lot of work experience and wanted to be able to do some simple work that allowed them to have some disposable income. That's one of the greatest things about when you're young or you're in high school or you're in college. These young people today, they don't actually want to work hard for anything. Now let's make it very clear. A lot of companies are definitely taking advantage of people. They are 100% taking advantage of people. They are underpaying people for their skills, and that's a huge issue. That's a huge issue. And a part of that is because a lot of people went to college. They were told not to go to college. They still went to college, thinking that they were going to get an easy life. They should have learned from what happened to the millennials that college is not a gateway to a better life. And there are some people in the comments who will disagree with me. Listen, unless you're even when it comes to something like medicine, even going to school for medicine, that doesn't mean that college is going to be a gateway to a better life. A lot of women, they go and they become nurses and they discover that it's too much for them. The number of hours that they're working relative to the amount of money that they're making, and then if they have a family, it's just not worth it. A lot of physicians, the amount of student loan debt that they have to take on, a number of years of their lives that they dedicate to medicine that they would be using to start a family, it's just not worth it. Mayumi was, I think, 23 when she married her husband. She was pregnant in medical school. I mean, she had to do a lot, you know, to create the life that she has. Her husband, he was struggling. He was struggling through a variety of different things. He didn't just start off with a security business. He had to work hard. He had to work really hard. They had to suffer. And it took years to get to where they are today. And you guys know who Mayumi is, our favorite physician resident troll. But they didn't have the world handed to them. And Gen Z, they're despicable. They're despicable. You know, I don't know. Do I use ChatGPT? Of course, I use ChatGPT for a lot of my work. I use ChatGPT. I have Grok AI. I use Copilot, which is also powered by ChatGPT. And I have a paid version of ChatGPT. I have a paid version. You have to pay for Grok, so that's like 16 a month. And then I have Copilot, which I'm not paying anything for, but I figure at some point they're going to try to get me on that. So I do use these programs for my job, but I don't use them for everything. And if I do use them, it's to refine my thoughts. It's not to have them do my job for me. This person basically posted this thing on here, and he basically says, disclaimer: this comment is rewritten by ChatGPT 40, so that's like the latest version of it, and me. We both contributed equally to relay this comment through multiple revisions because my original response to this video was a bit too rude, Jesus. And I felt it would be fair to keep the discussion civilized. Yeah, so these Gen Z idiots, they're pissed off at me for telling the truth, right? Let's jump into this. Okay? Let's jump into this comment because the Gen Z idiots are angry with me because I'm telling you the truth about the Gen Z idiots. The criticism from this dude is frustrating because it paints an inaccurate and unfair picture of Gen Z. Here are my views. One, generational stereotyping. Every generation faces criticisms from its predecessors. It is a tradition that seems to repeat itself, and Gen Z is no different. In this regard, Gen Y being the millennials, face criticism, Gen X face criticism, and baby boomers were regarded as lazy by their predecessors. But we know the truth, don't we? Number two, effort and fitness. I am 15 and from Gen Z. Oh God. All right. I have been dis I have been dedicated to bodybuilding for a year and guys, do you see how horrible these people are? 15 years old. 15 years old and he thinks he knows the world already. 15 years old, all right? You see how opinionated these people are? I have been dedicated to bodybuilding for a year and I have achieved a good physique without resorting to surgery. You might be thinking another Gen Z kid who took the easy way out with surgery, right? Wrong. I mean, I didn't go to the gym because I couldn't afford a gym membership. So I used Microsoft Fitness Tracker AI for exercise routines and I've been consistently working out at home. I often exceed the recommended reps, proving my commitment. It's unfair to label our entire generation as lazy based on a few individuals who choose surgery. So basically, it's referring to a video that I made where it showed that Gen Zers are going out and getting muscle implants instead of going to the gym and actually working on themselves. But it's not just Gen Zers who are getting muscle implants, but also the whole BBL thing where a lot of Gen Z women are going and getting the BBLs and the BBLs are smelling really awful. And some doctors have come out discussing why BBLs smell. Anyway, back to what he wrote. Many of us work hard, whether at the gym or with home workouts. Still think all Gen Zers resort to surgery. Consider the use of steroids in the past. Does that mean boomers and Gen Xers all use steroids for muscles? Obviously not. 3. Subjectivity of attraction. Attraction is highly subjective and personal. While some might prefer partners of a similar age, others, like me, value personality above all else, regardless of age or appearance. Aren't there numerous examples of successful relationships where the male is younger than the female? Showing that love transcends such boundaries. These people are so terrible. Imposing outdated notions about attraction on the 21st century is misguiding. So yeah, there's a trend where Gen Z males are going and getting older women. Gen Z is just, oh my God. I don't even know why the hell he's bringing this up, but guys, you can see how messed up and warped these people are. Like, bro, why are you even bringing up your attraction? You're 15 years old and you're already hunting for older women. 15 years old, bro. Why are you bringing up this whole thing about you could see what's inside of him already. You could see what's there, y'all. You could see what's wrong. You could guys, I actually made something, back in I made a comment about this. Every bad thing I say about Gen Z is true. Understanding of technology. The idea that Gen Z believes AI works by magic is likely a joke or misunderstanding. Even if some think this way, it represents only a fraction of us. As a tech enthusiast at 15, yeah, kid, I'm sure you know so much about the world. I understand how AI works, and many of my peers do too. You can't just judge our entire generation based on a few individuals based on a few individual misconceptions, just as you wouldn't assume all baby boomers were hippies. Most of them were, and they dodged the draft, and they're the first. They were the first group. They created woke culture, like all the woke crap that we're going through right now. It came from the boomers. I was born in 1983. Okay, my parents are boomers. I am a zennial. I know what these people are like. And this person who's been on this planet for only 15 years thinks that he knows every damn thing there is to know. Avoiding generalizations. That's number 5 on his list of nonsense. It's unfair to judge an entire generation by the actions of a few. It's not the actions of a few, it's the actions of many. Not all baby boomers were hippies or serial deleters. Not all Gen Xers were couch potatoes. Well, this joker. Not all millennials are computer addicts, and not all Gen Alphas watch Skibby Toilet, Skibby D Toilet. I know a few Gen Alphas who don't watch Skibby D Toilet and train every day to be footballers like Ronaldo and Messi. Every generation has its diverse range of individuals with various interests, values, and behaviors. In conclusion, isn't it important to avoid sweeping generalizations about any generation? A few negative examples do not represent the whole. Each generation has its unique strengths, contributions, stupidity, and weaknesses, and Gen Z is no different. Let's not let a few stereotypes define an entire group of people. So, guys, Gen Z as a whole is constantly being called out. 4 out of 10 employers. They surveyed 1,000 employers. 4 out of 10 employers. So 400 out of 1,000 employers say that they completely avoid hiring Gen Z. Completely avoid hiring them. It's even worse when it comes to higher education. Many employers are now furious that Gen Zers that are graduating from Harvard University and other Ivy League schools are very ill prepared to enter the workforce, and the quality of their education is now subpar. So they're coming from these Ivy League universities with good degrees, and they're not performing well in the workforce. What does that tell you about the generation and what's happened where a lot of these young people, many of them, they don't deserve these degrees. They didn't earn these degrees. When you can say to your professor, hey, cancel the final and we all deserve passing grades, and they get it. That never would have happened in my generation. Many of these people ended up going to university without having to take exit exams and entrance exams. You had to take, when I was growing up, you had to take exams before you can graduate from high school, and you had to take an exam before you can start college. And a lot of the times you had to take an entrance exam. And these people, they didn't go through any of that. They schemed the system. A lot of them, a lot of them were graduating from high school during, high school and college during the events of 2020, and they learned that they can get away with anything. They don't have to work hard for anything. They can basically just do whatever the hell they want to do, and that's life for them. I don't know. Like, these people are such jokers. There are generational differences, and they don't want you to talk about generational differences. Don't talk about the boomers and what the boomers have done. Just like guys, they're so much like the boomers. These people are so much like the boomers. 15 years old, and he's trying to lecture a 40-year-old man. He has look at these people, no experience in life whatsoever. They don't know what the hell life is. I have another channel called Men Walking Away, where I release daily videos. And if you're enjoying the content on the Angry Guy channel, and you want even more of this content, you can head over to the Men Walking Away channel, where I release daily videos. What do you guys think regarding all of this? The Lunatics have taken over the asylum. Let me know your thoughts on this, and we'll talk about it in the comments. Like the videos if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWA, Men Walking Away. And cheers.